Hello, this is the next video I'm going to try to do. The next cap I want to show you is the cap type. Here is a finished one that I did, and again, normally I do these in all white, but it, we'll try to see how people really like the colors and prints. I really don't know how well that'll be received, but a lot of people have been asking for it. This is what a style I call my open back cap. It's a pattern that I kind of hand drew and came up with. It's meant so you can have a braid or your hair hang out the back if you like, or you can put it up. Either way, it's versatile, so you can have a few different little looks to it. A person can let it sit a little further back on their head and show a little more hair up front, or you can kind of pull it forward a little more, bonnet-like. It's truly up to the person. But it's not a terribly difficult cap to make. I have this with a downward curve so it can cover more, because if you do it straight it tends to pull up just a little bit and shows a little more on the back than I like. But that's just a little thing that I made for it. But because of that curve, it is a little easier if you put something like lace on it. If not, a rolled hammer on a serger, again like with the other veil, that is a very easy way to finish that and make that still look nice and professional. But it's not such a strong curve that it's too difficult to hem. You can certainly hem that too if you like. Another thing you can do is you can put elastic from here to here and give it a little more of a bunched look. It's, I believe, the version of my rear tie. I think that's what I call it on my site. But there's lots of little things you can do with this pattern. You can make this a cornered by changing the shape of it. There's, you can put, this doesn't have them, but you can put buttonholes on the underside so you can put hair clips in. It's a pretty versatile little type of a cap to wear. It can be very plain, or it can be, cute and floral, however you like. The basic pieces for this, I have another one that's not been sewn. Let me show you this one. Now this one I made a seam in the back, and that was just because of the layout of the fabric. Normally there's not a seam there, but it can go either way. What I do is I have a little bias tape maker, and I don't necessarily make these out of bias, but I make the ties out of cloth. I think they're just a lot more stronger, unless someone requests ribbon. But it's just an easy way to do it. But you can also make a little tube and turn it right side out. But that's the back piece, and this is, of course, the headband pieces. I do interface these minimally with a lightweight interfacing. I haven't trimmed that yet, so ignore that. But you do need some sort of interfacing in there just to make it lay a little better. A heavy weight is good if it's going to be a cap that you maybe wear every day. Because some people do that, they just really have one cap and they just wash it out at night and pretty much wear it each and every day. So you want it to be really good and sturdy. This, I have a little lightweight interfacing in it. A lightweight is nice because it has such a stiff, strong look. It has a little softer appearance, and for these I thought would be a little better. But all you do is you put your right sides together, and of course assuming you've already ironed your interfacing in, and of course you may have to sew it in depending on the type of interfacing you have. But you put your right sides together, you get it pinned up evenly, and then you sew around the front curve edge, and of course you would trim your interfacing off. You want to clip along the curves so it'll turn nicely, and then you go ahead, once you do that, you turn it out the other way, and then you'll have that ready. This part here, to get it attached to this, you're going to have to sew gathering lines, and I don't really make any notches or anything to do mine. I just kind of know what I need to do. But you want your gathers to run from about here all the way around to here. And then this part right here will end up being where are your sides, and I usually don't put much gather in that. Just a personal preference, but you could make it go all the way if you really want. But you do want your gathering lines, and then you're going to gather this side in to fit with this back piece. And you can do that in the traditional way of tucking it in kind of like you might with a waistband and doing both sides, but it's hard to catch the seam just perfectly and get it just so even. It's a little bit quicker if you just attach it flat and sew your edges with a serger. And personally, I think it even holds a little bit better and looks a little bit neater. And a trick that you can do with that is, instead of, when you go to do your top stitching on this side, which I highly advocate not leaving off your top stitching, but when you go to do that, if you top stitch this in that direction instead of that direction, normally people would automatically put it that way. But if you put it this way, it'll make your gathers lay a little flatter, and you won't have so much upward poof, which I know I don't like. Some people might want that though, but it just, I don't know, I like the gathers to lay a little flatter so you don't have such quite the granny bonnet feel. But just a couple of little simple overviews of these two types of coverings. This by far is one of the easiest ones that you can sew, with the exception of maybe like a triangle kerchief. Those are, within minutes you can sew one of those up. This is very, very versatile, but still it's not very hard at all to do. But then again, these are just the overviews. I don't expect you to learn a whole lot. If you have basic sewing skills, you might be able to take this and run with it. I don't know. But I will try to do some videos showing more of the detailed steps of sewing both of these types of coverings. Have a blessed day.